Hello, oh you wonderful people. This is the long-awaited video instruction, which I hope will make your lives a little easier. It's been a hell of a week. I'm sure it has been for you as well, but it's been challenging in terms of getting all this down in terms of a new technology and trying to master software and try to present materials in such a way that it at least simulates what we do in the classroom. Now, you were the second on my list, and so that's why today we're having this discussion. Now, forget one thing at the very beginning. Forget about all the numbering on the exercises because they really have no meaning at this point. We're trying to find meaning, let's put it that way. So I wanted to explain some basic concepts to you, and hopefully you have gained a certain amount from the material that I've sent you so far. So let's kind of review what it is that I did send. And if you recall, I sent you this document here. Oh my God, I hope this is not backwards for you. It might be. Anyway, but what I would suggest in this particular case, we're dealing with the concept of the top view, the front view, and the side view. So the first step in the process, as far as I see it, and I've always done it, is simply on each face, the top, in this case, the front here, and the side, draw exactly what you see and see that it corresponds. So yes, 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 all there. But remember, this object is not particularly correct as of yet because every plane, right? This is a plane and it has a top and it has sides and it needs the fourth side, which in this case is the bottom. So if we were to slice down this way as if we were working with a knife, we would slice it down and we came to a stopping point, which is here. And if you will recall, that's how we ended up with this image. So it looks basically like a wedge of cheese on top of a, well, a square piece of wood or some other material. So you should proceed to the other ones in exactly the same manner. Now, on the back of these sheets, I'm sorry, this is a bit messed up because of the marker, so forget this one. But there are 4 matrices here. And the 4 matrices are to be used in those other ones that I sent you as well. There are, basically there's 4 other possibilities there for you to construct in the same way. Now they're challenging. Okay, they're challenging. Let's be clear about that. And sure, it would be a lot easier if I was there to kind of guide you and so forth, but I'm not. So I'm doing the best I can. So what I would suggest at this point is, again, adjust your thinking so that it is a joke, not a joke, excuse me, a challenge in the way that a riddle is a challenge. And so what you're doing is you're trying to solve the solution. And it's when you get all of these in place and you feel that it's correct, that's when the real satisfaction begins. Now, that was one exercise, and that's kind of the warm-up process to where we're going to go. Ordinarily, we would have started with actual objects, we would manipulate them, we would look at them, we would get used to the rotation of the object in the correct order, but we're doing the best we can here. Now, I sent you several other pieces as well, and one of them involves this object right here. So this should look familiar to you. Now you notice it's basically made of you could sort of pull this out of a cube that is too high, too wide, and too deep. So if we look at this one from the top, that's what it looks like. When we look at it from the front, that's what it looks like. Okay, now notice something, of course, that the peaks here, the edges that we perceive here, don't change position. They are still those particular edges. They are just directly in line. Now, when we turn to the front, this is the side view. I'll try it again. Let's try that again. I believe that this is the top view here. And then the front, oh shit, I think I've screwed it up. Well, bottom line is you've got the object there in front of you and it's got all the views laid out for you. So you can kind of use those as a reference. And when you look at this particular video, I would recommend you have those things available to you. But let's remind ourselves of what this should look like. Okay, so in other words, let me get this orientation correct. All right. Yes. That's correct. That's the top view. And when we rotate it forward, that's the front view. And we rotate it again, it's that view. Now let's correspond these kind of directly. So what you're looking at, let's see, if we look at this from the top, that should be what corresponds. Okay. When we look at it from the front, I'm not having any luck with this at all, working backwards. Let's correspond this one with the side view here. Oops, excuse me. Oh, hell. I'm having a hell of a time here. Oh, I know what I did. This thing fell apart while I was working on it. Well, that's why it didn't look right. Bear with me. We'll get there. Oh, man. I totally screwed that up. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Let's go back to this one. Okay. Now, I've also sent you another sheet with a series of matrices, and you notice that this is based on the principle of 2 cubes high, 2 cubes wide, 2 cubes deep. And so you need to keep that in mind as you work with these particular objects. So remember, it looks confusing, but you are looking at the same object in all cases. So there is direct correspondence between what you see in one angle and what you see in the other angle. So it's not like it's a completely different object. I'm sure there's more that I can tell you, but I think what you need to do is just give it a shot, try what you can do, and let's all hold our hands together and say, please, I hope I get this right, and I hope that I have done a partially decent job in terms of explaining it to you. Now, this is the way we're going to have to work for the next God knows how long it's going to be. So I will send you materials to work with, and then I will send you a video to hopefully explain it, and I will try to keep in mind the mirroring effect. So, because remember, this is my right hand, but on your image, it looks like my left hand, so that screws me up and probably everyone else as well. But I hope you're weathering this whole experience as well as you can. And well, we're all trying to do the best we can. So I will see you again soon, I hope. So take care in the meantime, and stay healthy and keep all your loved ones healthy too. All right, see you. I'll see you next time. Oh, God almighty.